Over the last few weeks, there have been worries from Labour moderates that if Jeremy Corbyn gets in, the party's rules could be changed to make it much easier for activists to chuck out MPs they don't like. Newsnight has a document that suggests figures close to the Corbyn campaign are rather keen on that idea. And Allegra Stratton is here to tell us all about it. I've done the broad brush, Allegra, but what have you heard?
It's called mandatory reselection. It's not very pithy. So Jeremy Corbyn still needs to get elected. Emma Thompson wants him to. Lots and lots of Labour MPs who are worried about it are acting as if he will and are thinking about what next. And in particular, it's this idea of mandatory reselection. So it's the idea that at the moment you get selected by your constituency Labour Party, you then get elected, but then you just carry on forever and ever. But these ideas are that actually 18 months before an election, you should actually go back to your party. Now, if your party has changed because the leadership's changed and the people that have come in are more left-wing because Jeremy Corbyn's been elected by more left-wing people, then you're worried if you're on the centre or the right of the Labour Party that you get booted out. Now, Jeremy Corbyn's campaign has always insisted this is not what they planned, but as you say, we've got this document. It's actually not a leak. It's freely available on the internet. It's going to be put to Labour conference. If this one's not put, I've been told by senior sources that something similar will go to Labour conference, and it would essentially allow for this. It proposes exactly that change, mandatory selection. Now, Jeremy Corbyn has a campaign. That campaign has set up a company. There's two officers that run it. One of them is his campaign director, Simon Fletcher, and the other one is the author of this report. This man is influential to Jeremy Corbyn, and we spoke to him this evening.
Mandatory reselection would be a process where, rather than not facing a contest with someone else, every 5 years you'd face a contest in which other people could also seek selection. Now, a sitting MP normally has an enormous advantage in winning these contests. I would expect the overwhelming majority of them, virtually all of them, to win these contests. But what it would achieve is some level of accountability of local MPs to the party and to the community, which I think is a positive thing.
Do you understand why sitting Labour MPs are right now worried about it?
Well, very often these are the same MPs who, at some point talked about having a coup immediately Jeremy Corbyn was elected, even if he got a stonking majority from the party membership. I think they're worrying unnecessarily, just as I think they're worrying unnecessarily about the prospect of Jeremy winning. Jeremy's got a lot of support out there. The policies he's advocating are quite popular amongst lots of people, including people who currently don't vote Labour.
Now, John Lansman spoke to us on the condition that those comments were interpreted as his view. He's spent 35 years campaigning for Labour democracy to be beefed up, and Jeremy Corbyn's people have emphasised time and again that these are not their views. But he is the first person to be so open and to explain the wisdom of those that is associated with the Corbyn campaign. Now, one other thing, none of this really matters. If Corbyn supporters, who are registered supporters, they've paid £3, but if they just drift away, they don't become full-blown members. So many people inside the Labour Party who sort of allied with someone like Corbyn and Lansman have been thinking, how do you turn them into people who hang around for longer? And we gathered that there is an idea afoot to just sort of give them a free year. And again, John Lansman talked to us about that.
I think first year free would be a good offer. They've paid £3. They've some of them have been asked a lot of questions before they got in. I think if they commit to staying in the Labour Party, I think first year free would be a reasonable deal.
The worry for people on the centre or on the right of the party is that Jeremy Corbyn might get elected, high probability of that. And even if they, for instance, some of them are talking about this, could get rid of him, say, within a year or 2 years, or he got rid of himself because he wasn't very good. But even if that happened, if changes like this one or others around out there get adopted by a Labour conference, then Jeremy Corbyn goes, but his ideas stay for a lot longer.
Allegra, interesting stuff. Thanks very much indeed.